we have a treat today. What do you think of this? Look at that, a Dell Dimension V400. I can't actually find a whole lot of information about the V400. Seems to be like a V440, other stuff like that, but not a V400. So this must just be like a series name. The code on the back is 09HL0 if anybody cares about that. But this thing's pretty gross. One of my friends found this actually in someone's garage where it had been sitting for over 20 years. Now they took out the hard drive, but that's all I know about it. And they're gonna have to clean it because it is kind of filthy after sitting for so long. Oh God, we are definitely gonna have to clean this. Jeez. Okay. I think I need my sponge, but we'll see how far the cloth gets us. Wow, that is grimy. Ugh. I knew it was going to be dirty. This actually isn't the dirtiest one we've seen, even in recent times. I had that Lenovo tower. I think it was an A55. Correct me on that in the comments. That one was disgusting, but it sat outside a car shop for it was a car shop PC for a very long time. It didn't sit outside for a long time. It sat outside for long enough to get rained on, but you know what? Somehow it still worked. So, okay, now for the front. I don't want to spray this directly on there, unlike the other one. Yeah, that'll do. Just want to get this a little bit less sticky, I think. It's the strat for that. This stuff kind of smells like cat pee. I'm not really sure why, but boy, does it get things clean. Mostly. Come on. Get in there. And in the floppy drive. I really hope that drive works. I've not had a lot of luck with floppy drives recently. Not that you guys have seen. I haven't made videos on those yet. Okay, we are getting nice and clean. That's not too bad. Let's get the money panel here. This is the one that opens. A little bit of something dripped on it there. I don't know if that shows up very well on the camera. Don't put your PCs out in the garage. Honestly, there's a really high chance that this doesn't even work. Okay. Kind of heavy. This PC is from before the capacitor plague, but sitting out in the garage where it's humid doesn't do well for most machines. So the way that you get these open, my friend didn't actually know this. He was really struggling with the side panel, but it's not just the thumb screw here, but there's two clips. You gotta push them down and then back. That's pretty clean. Okay, see some dust, but nothing horrendous really. Yeah, that's about it. Wow, that's clean. Okay, let me change the camera angle so you can see a little better. Okay, so it's really not that bad. There's a light dusting on the card, whatever that is. That appears to be a Ethernet card, but really this is not too bad. Hard drive's gone. There appears to be a sled of some sort. Looks like if I push down in these two spots, there's another arrow up here. I can get the front panel off. I mean, we've had worse already on this channel. Front's not too bad. Looks like it's held in with a couple of screws. Here and here. I don't think they had the panel off. I think they just took the screw out of the hard drive there and slipped it out. Little dusty, but wow, this is not too bad. Let's get the floppy drive out of here. Looks like two tabs here. Does it come forward? It does come forward. Okay. A little bit more dust. Nothing bad. Nothing really all that bad. Just like the last old PC we looked... You know what? Every PC we've looked at that has had two disk drives, the top one has been disconnected and the bottom one has been connected. And this uses a different screw than the little gold ones that Dell uses. So just like last time, this must have been an upgrade. And this one probably isn't set for cable select, which probably means if I plug it in with the bottom one plugged in, it won't work. That's probably why they disconnected. I bet you this drive technically functions fine. So let's get these drives out of here. Power. Data. Okay. Wow, that was tight. It still is tight. Did they Loctite this? No. They used the wrong screw. That's a coarse thread screw. Where's the camera? You need a fine thread for these. This definitely wasn't installed by a Dell technician. Here's the CD audio cable that you sometimes see on these older systems. Drape that off to the side. Get out of there, don't bump the tripod. Yeah, this is really clean. Comparatively clean, at least. So, what do? Do I just take everything out? I really don't want to this time. This is such a clean PC, but you know what? I think I will. This is the... Ouch. This is an aftermarket cable. Floppy cable. Get out of here. And CD-ROM cable. These Dells use a proprietary power supply. It has an ATX and auxiliary connector, which is a standard, an actual industry standard, but they are repinned, so you cannot use a standard ATX power supply in this machine. It will kill the board. Front panel pinout, also proprietary, but not to the point where you can't adapt it to something else. Just FYI. And weird system for attaching the board. I think it has standard ATX mount holes. Could be wrong. Oops. Let's see. There's two clips here. I believe these will get the shroud off. This is where the carnage will... Oh, that's also not too bad. Okay. Let's get that CPU out of there. Come on. I want to be gentle. I don't want to break any of the plastic. That's not bad. Wow. This is a 400 megahertz Pentium II. Hey, that's not bad at all. I don't see any bulging capacitors, not that I expected to. This cable was not connected to anything, so I'm going to remove it. This cable here also isn't connected to anything. That's on the back of the Ethernet card. I don't know what that would even connect to. So we're going to ignore it. Come on. 2 ISA slots, 3 PCI. This version of the board, there were a couple versions. This version has onboard ATI Rage graphics. I believe this will have 16 megabytes of onboard RAM on these 4 chips here. And that's a problem. No AGP. Difficult to upgrade this PC. So what I'm going to do real quick is just get this dusted off. Found my little makeup brush here. Pretty good. This side's fine. Yeah, we're good. Get that. Okay, set that off to the side. And how does this come out? Looks like if I push a button on the back, this fan, whoopsies, might just come right up. And I would like to do that. It's plugged in next to the power connector. So maybe I can show you what I'm talking about here. There's a button here. Oop. There's a button here and a button here. If I press both of those, I bet this fan will come popping right up. Come on. Yes. So we're going to get this cleaned as well. This is an extremely clean system, all things considered. This time, I'm not taking the power supply out. But let's get this brought outside so I can try and dust. Does this come off? It does. Okay. Interesting. Oh, that's the front panel. Yeah, good stuff. Unfortunately, there's not really a good place to put a fan in the front for intake, but let's be honest, these old systems, most of the time, didn't really need that. But yeah, let's get this outside as it is and start dusting it out. Well, unexpectedly, my phone overheated while I was recording. So while I waited for it to cool down, I did take the opportunity to clean the CD drive and floppy drive. So, I don't know. Let me know down in the comments if you think that's alright. If I should show every single aspect of the cleaning, or if I can skip a couple small things like that. Where's my screwdriver? There it is. I'm going to put the proper screw in this side. And probably ignore that mangled hole up there. Kind of disappointed someone did that, but you know, it is what it is. So, this was like that. No, it wasn't. The this has to go back in first. Okay. See, this is not actually completely clean. Where's my brush? This. I thought I got most of the stuff, but let's do this. Oh God, it's so dusty. This computer's delightfully clean, but not completely clean. Okay, good enough. This will hopefully just snap back in place. Have I got that lined up? I do. Okay, so that's back in place. We'll go ahead and connect the front panel before I forget, because I will. Floppy drive. Sorry about that, I had to blow my nose real bad. So, optical drive, floppy drive. I've got this 80 gigabyte Western Digital hard drive. I'm pretty sure it works, so we're going to risk it for the biscuit. And let me get this kind of brushed off real quick. Okay, so this goes in like so, which means they want the drive. Oh, I see. It kind of swivels in like that. So I'm going to use the screw that they had incorrectly put in the optical drive to secure the hard drive. Slides in like so. Okay. Front two screws. Let's see. Was this one? Yes. Hard drive installed. It was this one that was plugged into the CD drive. Ugh. Okay. I don't think there's anything else we're going to install in the front panel. So this can go back on. Okay. So this one for the CD drive, this one for the hard drive, this one tucks away, floppy drive power, hard drive power. Wow, that is a really loose connector. I don't like that. This doesn't reach the... Oh, this would have gone to a modem. It says telephony there. Okay, or telephony. We're gonna ignore that. You can just get on out of there. I don't need that. Yeah, CD-ROM auxiliary probably would have been a separate CD-ROM. There isn't really a good way to cable route this stuff, so we're just going to do the best we can. CPU should go back in at this point. You can technically repaste these, but it is a pain in the butt and sometimes you break them, so I'm going to leave that alone. Really wish I knew what this connector was for this 3-COM card. But we're gonna just stick it back in place, I guess. I don't know what the onboard sound is. I'm hoping it's like a Yamaha XG YMF724F-V. That sounds like a sound card. Let me look that up before I continue. Good news. This is a proper kind of PCI-based sound chip with actual OPL3. So that is wicked cool to find on board here. And I was thinking of putting in a Sound Blaster Live. So we're good for sound, I think. So I suppose it's time to start connecting things back up after I dust these cables off, because I didn't take them outside to do that. And I'm just gonna have such an allergic reaction. Yep. Yeah, I think the floppy connector went like this, and CD drive, let's see. Pop this in like so. Really isn't much in the way for cable management to this. I could probably do that, but I really don't want to. We're going to keep the hard drive on its own cable. Now let's see, ID1. Okay, this will go here. A lot of these cables, I want to be clear, a lot of these cables will have an end that has these two connectors closer together, and then the far one is obviously the one that goes on the board. But in this case, they're marked HD1, HD2, and IDE1, which, you know, these cables where they're equally distant sometimes confuse me. That goes there. This useless support bracket will go back in. And there, now you can put a screw in there. I see it's missing. I think I'm going to put a screw in there anyway. Not sure why it would be missing, but we know someone was in here before me. This ought to work. I believe it's coarse thread. That doesn't want to go in. Let's try fine thread. I grabbed the wrong fine thread. You know what? It's not that important. We're gonna leave it as is. Okay, so let's put the fan back in. Nice and clean now. How did this go in? Like this. Okay. Let me get it lined up here. What is going on here? I see what happened. The plastic was too brittle and could not take it. This plastic has snapped. Damn. That sucks. Okay. But I think I can still get it to stay in place with a screw. That's disappointing though. Okay. Goes my screwdriver. I just want the fan screw, but there's too many plastic bags in here. They're blocking me from getting to the hand screws. There's a good one. Let's see. Where'd my screwdriver bounce to? Okay. I know you can't see this, but that's fine. There we go. Then I'll probably put some more screws in just because that is, yeah, we're gonna put some more screws in. Oops. Okay, what'd I drop? Oh, it's just my brush. I have a bunch of fan screws. They're just hard to grab sometimes. There's one. And then I'll grab a second one. Okay, that'll do. I'm just dropping everything today. So, number one. In upper right. That didn't work at all. This sucks. Okay, I'm gonna have to find a new way to do this because they're just coming right out. I'll be right back. Okay, I have temporarily fixed it in place. Wow. Okay, I have temporarily fixed it in place with glue, which you should not do, but I need to finish this video, and I mean, to be honest, it's probably never going to come back out anyway, so, and on my kind of budget, you do what you can. It's secure. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and power it on for the first time. This board looked pretty good, so I'm not concerned about it. You know what? I'm not putting this on yet. That's a really good way to make it not work. So we're going to make it face this way so you can see this out of here. Grabbed this preemptively. It's just a PS2 keyboard. Now this will work with USB mice. So I've got another Dell mouse here. It's a USB, but it's a ball mouse. Not that it matters, but yeah. Tuck this over here, move the cleaning solution, get this plugged in. Okay, so we're going to adjust the camera. Now, this is nice. It has some LEDs on the back. That should help us with any no boot diagnosis or no post diagnosis. Let's see, get this plugged in here. It might bump the tripod. Okay. We are getting an AB code. That's a RAM code. So I see one stick that looks different than the other two. Just going to pull this and move this third stick over to the middle slot. Get in there. See what happens. Huh. Still getting an AB code. So pull this stick, oops, and put the weird one back in. I don't even know how big these sticks are. This looks like 128 megs. Suppose it helps if that's on. Okay. Oh. Oh, I'm especially dumb. I didn't connect the monitor. I was like, we're not getting the codes anymore. What's it doing? But let's see. Hey, okay. See if we can get into BIOS. I think it's F2 actually, not delete. Okay, let's try this again. Just gonna keep hitting delete. Entering so, okay. How much RAM do we have? Pentium II, 400 megahertz. I was correct about that. It does say V400. Why does the website not show a V400? Okay. Recognizes the hard drive. I did that off camera. I replaced the BIOS battery when I was doing some RAM troubleshooting. 192 megabyte. So that one was 64 megs, not... What? It's fine. It's fine. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get Windows 98 installed off camera. And I'll be back once it's done. Don't tell me the floppy drive's got an error now. Nope. Let me try this. I don't have a lot of luck with floppy drives. That didn't sound good. Yep. Diskette drive A error. Okay. That's fine. I got 98 installed. At this point, all I need to do is get drivers. I'm going to have to swap out that floppy drive because, well, the USB drivers that I have are on a floppy disk. So I I think I put it Dell. No, you can ignore the monitor. Okay. Hey, there we go. Nice fast 400 megahertz processor. Perfect. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can do anything with this floppy drive. See if I can get some drivers and games on here. And next time you see me, we will be playing some games. And begin. Well, it's been an entire day, but we did it. I had to try an awful lot of different things to get the drivers over here. Mostly because the floppy disk that I had the drivers on went down. So, what have I done since the last time the camera was on? Well, I tried to get MechWarrior 3 installed, but had a little bit of issues with that. I'll have to burn a CD for that to get that fixed. Asteroid Miner, I need to get Direct Sound installed. Apparently it doesn't come with DirectX 8.1. I need that from like DirectX 6. But I did get Unreal working. Now of course this is a Rage Pro, so it's not going to be super performant, but this will at least give you guys a good idea of what kind of horsepower this actually has. The answer is not much. Really, really wishing that I had an AGP slot right about now. I have a few PCI graphics cards, but they didn't release an awful lot of powerful PCI cards. So let me know what you think I should install as far as games to test this thing out. And you know, maybe one of these days I'll go ahead and make a video on just how painful it can be to get Windows 98 up and running properly. In the meantime, you can see the intro sequence here playing. I am not going to do the time demo. I can already see we're getting like maybe 20 frames per second. It's probably playable, but I don't know if I'd enjoy this experience. So let me know what games you'd like me to try in the comments, and I'll make a follow-up video on proper games. And remember, it has a 400 megahertz Pentium II, about 190 gigs of RAM, megs of RAM, 16 megabyte Rage Pro, and not much else to work with. At the very least, I can now use flash drives. And that's it. Thanks for watching.